I'm Amanda Lee Sparks, and I want to just talk a little bit about being empathic. I've got 5 signs that you might be empathic. And what I mean by being empathic is people who are empathic feel other people's feelings. So that's the first sign you might be empathic. Because we feel other people's feelings and also sometimes their physical emotions. Their physical symptoms. So their feelings and their physical symptoms. Because as an empath, we just tend to be sponges and we pick up things from everybody. We tend to process it through our body. It can be very disconcerting if you don't know that it's not yours. So that's sign number 1. Sign number 2 is that we are highly sensitive. There's a whole other spectrum of stuff and of people called highly sensitive, and you can be highly sensitive for a whole bunch of things. We're just talking about empathic here today on this quick little video. So absorb other people's emotions or physical symptoms, highly sensitive. The third one is empaths generally have really huge hearts, but we tend to give too much. I call this the healer personality because in my experience as someone who wants to help other people so much, I used to give and give and give and give and then leave nothing for myself, so then I would put myself into a more kind of, sickly kind of state. And what I've learned through taking some courses and over my years of experience with this is you have to imagine it's like an overflowing cup. So me is a cup, and all this energy coming into the cup fills the cup, and then from the overflow, that's what I can give to others. So I have to make sure my cup is full, and then I give to others. And how you do this is mostly through self-care type of activities. Learning to say, no, I really don't want to go do that, thanks. And taking the time you need to be by yourself or with just a small group of people, things that make you energized and fill you up. So number 4 of the signs you might be empathic is sudden overwhelming emotions when you're out in public. Pretty much everyone who is empathic, especially if you don't know, a sponge is the default setting. So whenever we're out there, we will just pick up what's around us. The biggest example I have of this from my life was a bunch of years ago. I finished my work in my day job, and I was going to a fun, intuitive reading meetup that night. And I was so excited because I'd been waiting for this. So I got in my car, I went on the big freeway in my city, and about halfway there, I was overcome with intense cry emotions, and I couldn't get rid of it. It was like a quick snap change because I was super excited and then super the extreme other way. When I got to the place where I was heading to, I asked the facilitator, told her what had happened, and she told me that I had picked up the emotions from where I'd driven through on the freeway. And it actually turned out that there had been a car crash there in rush hour, and someone had died. And there was a lot of emotions just kind of stuck there. And me being a bit of a sponge just picked it up. So that's something to watch out for. If your emotions change really suddenly, there's no reason for you to have changed them. And the 5th sign is we're often really sought out by strangers, and people just confide in us things. This happened to me so much as a teenager riding the public transit in my city. I would just have random weird people come up and start talking to me. And as a shy, introverted person who just really didn't have a whole lot of social skills and had no boundaries, this was really challenging for me. Now it's very useful because as an empathic person, when I create space with my clients, I set up this natural, just kind of openness and trusting place where they can release what they want to release, and I can accept it into the container I've made, but not take it on in my own body like I used to. So those are the 5 traits. Highly sensitive, absorb other people's feelings or symptoms, have huge hearts but give too much, experience sudden or overwhelming emotional changes when you're out in public, and sought out as a confidant. I don't remember how to pronounce that word. All right. So if you think one of these describes you, I am doing a free masterclass on being empathic, and I'm teaching 3 easy tools to help deal with this. I've been using these tools for years now, and they have helped my life so much. I've taken being empathic from a huge Achilles heel into an awesome tool to use in my life, helping other people with. Come join me for free. I'm going to put a link in the comments if you want to sign up. It's happening Thursday, November 14th. And there will be a recording and a replay if you cannot make it live. The last thing I want to tell you guys is that when I was a kid, well, even as a young adult, going out into crowds, I hated it. I couldn't handle it, and I was so overwhelmed. It's too much to the point where if I went to like a concert or a big party, I would feel kind of like sick for days afterwards. This no longer happens to me because I've learned these tools and they're easy and I use them. And now I can, if I want to, go out into a crowd, feel just fine, and be fine for the days afterwards. Where before in my life, this was really just not a possibility for me. So I hope you'll join me on this awesome free masterclass. I'll put the link in the comments. And thanks very much for watching.